konnichiwa. Hello, my name is Miki and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be on false lashes. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the types of false lashes that there are. I'm going to be discussing the tools that I use, and then we're going to go into how I apply my lashes. A little disclaimer, this is just how I personally apply my lashes. That does not mean this is the way you need to apply your lashes. So let me just get that out there. This is just how I prefer to put on falsies. I know my videos can get a little lengthy, so I'm gonna leave a little timestamp up here of where you can find each little part of the video. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I apply my false lashes, then just stay tuned. All right, so before we go into actually how to apply the lashes, I wanna talk a little bit about false lashes. As you guys know, I am a cruelty-free only channel. I only use cruelty-free products here and in my personal life. So it was a little hard for me to find actual cruelty-free lashes. Now, whenever you go onto a website that has a brand or a company selling false lashes, a lot of them claim to be 100% cruelty-free. Now, for me, this is like my thing. The only way to be 100,000% sure that those lashes are cruelty-free is if they are human hair, faux mink, or faux silk. Other than that, I will not purchase those lashes because you honestly don't know how they are getting that animal hair. You don't know their process, and you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So anyone can claim that their hairs are cruelty-free, but we don't know the real deal. So just to be 110% safe, I only get human hair, faux mink, faux silk, or synthetic fiber lashes. Now let's get into sizes, and I'm talking about lash sizes. Again, when you go online to buy lashes, normally in the description box, it'll tell you what kind of hairs that they use, whether it's human hair, faux mink, faux silk, whatever. And then below that, usually they'll have a measurement of the length of the lash. Because I have hooded eyes, I only like to stay within a certain length of lashes. The only reason why I bring up hooded eyes is because if my lashes are too long, it's going to cover my eye look. I mean, it's already hard enough to display my eye look, but once you add lashes that are way too long for your lid space, it just covers the entire eye look. And then you're gonna be looking like this, and people are gonna be wondering, is she even wearing eyeshadow? And you don't want that. You want people to be able to see what's going on with your eyeshadow if you did a really good glam look, and you want to show it off. So you want to stay away from lashes that are way too long for your lid space. Now, if you have a big lid space, you can probably wear endless amounts of falsies. But for me, because of the way my eyes are set up, I like to stay within a certain length. Now, that length is I will never go over 17, 18 millimeter length lashes. For an example, a lot of the time when you go on the website, it will say this length to this length. Normally, if there's two lengths listed, one will be a smaller number than the other. To show you guys what I'm talking about, I have some Lily lashes in Mykonos right here, and these would probably have two numbers because you have short lashes here and you have longer lashes here in the middle. I believe that the shorter part right here is at least 11 millimeters, and then the long part here is 15 milliliters. So these are lashes that I would definitely wear because you could still see what is going on my lid. So anything longer than 17 millimeters, I just won't go for because it's too long and it'll cover everything that's going on my lid, and I do not want that. So I'm going to give you an example of my absolute favorite lashes. These are my go-to lashes. These are actually 17 millimeters long on the longest part of the lash. And here it is. This is the Everlash Co. in Luscious. When I actually place this on my lid, now that it's not glued on, it's a little difficult to show, but I just wanted to show that you can still see what's going on my lid space. So I will never ever go anything longer than this, because if I went anywhere longer than this, it's gonna be up here, and you're not going to be able to see what's going on with my eye look. Now we're going to get into lash glues. There are so many lash glues out there. You get a little overwhelmed when you're trying to pick a lash glue. I'm going to show you guys my favorite lash glues that I like to use and when I like to use them. So my favorite lash glue, one that I've been using for forever, is the Ardell Lash Grip. Now, I love this stuff because even though it does take a little longer to dry down, when you put it on your lids, you still have a little bit of time to manipulate your falsies. So if your falsies are a little wonky or a little crooked, you still have time to adjust them to the right spot with this stuff. And then once it settles, then you're good to go. Also, this dries down absolutely clear, which is another reason why I like it. Okay, if you want cemented on falsies, you want to get this guy right here. This is the Duo Brush On Adhesive with Vitamins. This actually has a brush applicator that you can easily just paint the glue onto your lash band. There are a couple cons with this though, and one of them is that it gets really freaking messy and tacky on the outside of the bottle as well as your eyes. When you put this on and you've had it on for a couple of hours and you go to take it off, this shit is so hard to get off your eyelashes. It gets in between your natural lashes, and the only way that you can really remove them is a good oil cleanser. Other than that, you might as well forget about it. You're gonna have glue in your eyelashes for like days. The second con is that this dries down a lot quicker than the Ardell Lash Grip, so you have to be really, really quick with this. You know, you have to get it on like the first try, or it's gonna be another hot mess. My friend in DC actually introduced me to this when I was visiting her, and the thing is, I was using my Ardell Lash Grip and it just wouldn't stay, because normally I don't leave the house for more than 4 or 5 hours. But when I was in DC, I went shopping, I went sightseeing, we were staying out all hours of the night. So I needed something that was going to hold my lashes on, and I knew that they wouldn't come off. And so she introduced me to this, and let me just say, if you're going out drinking, you're going partying, you're dancing, you're having a good time with your girlfriends and your boyfriends, you want this. This thing will last through basically anything. Maybe you have watery eyes, maybe you're an emotional wreck. This will keep your falsies on. The only time that I ever use this is when I know I'm gonna be going out for long periods of time and I need my lashes to stay in place. Next, we're gonna get into the tools that you're going to be needing to apply your lashes. Now, the first tool that is going to be your absolute best friend and something that you absolutely need to do falsies are a pair of tweezers. Now, these are just regular hair tweezers. These are actually ones that I got at the drugstore. These are Revlon. I actually bought these to pluck my eyebrow hairs, but these tweezers suck so bad, you couldn't even pull a pube with these if you wanted to. So I just decided to clean it up and use them as my false lash applicator. The next thing you're gonna need are little teeny tiny scissors just like this. Now, they don't have to be pointy or anything, they just need to be small and sharp. Now, the reason why I say you want small little scissors like this is because you don't want to use a big blunt pair of scissors. Blunt meaning, you know, it's not really sharp, it's not going to get a good cut, because when you're cutting the lash band, you want everything to be straight. If you're using a pair of blunt scissors, you're gonna have a really wonky, messed up lash band, and nobody wants that. So you want something that is going to give you a precise cut. And that's why I really like these tiny types of scissors. These scissors I actually use to cut my eyebrow hairs with. So if you have some scissors laying around that you use to cut your brows, go ahead and use that, because it's basically the same thing. The next thing you're going to need is a pair of eyelash curlers. Now, this is to curl your lashes, obviously, but it also helps for your natural lashes to kind of blend into the false lashes when you apply them. The next thing you're going to need is something like this. This is actually my e.l.f. smudge brush. Really, it doesn't have to be this brush. It just needs to be a brush handle that is slim and sleek, just like this one. So if you have any kind of like concealer brush or a smudge brush or something like that, that'll work as well. As long as you have a little thing like this, you're good to go. So the next two things that I have here, I did get back home in Japan, so I will do my best, my absolute best, to find similar products, and I will link them down in the description box so you guys can maybe take advantage of these tricks. The first little doohickey I'm going to mention is my clippy clip. This is self-explanatory. It's called a lash clip. Now, what I like to do with this is I like to take my falsies and clip just the outer hairs, just like so, and I like to leave the band exposed just like this. The reason why I use the clip is so I don't have to handle the lashes, especially when I'm putting on lash glue. So this actually helps me to put the lash glue on, and once that's finished, I will put it on the table so the lash glue can dry. Now, while that is drying, I will go ahead and curl my lashes, put my mascara on, and by the time that is finished, this will be ready to put onto my lid. Basically, I use this because that way I have two hands free and my lashes aren't laying flat on the table when there's glue on them, which you know never really works out. This is just a convenient way to keep the lash glue from touching any other surface this and getting all over the place, and for me to be able to do other things while that lash glue is drying. So basically multitasking. Now, this guy you may have seen in several of my videos. This is just a regular lash guard. I use this to apply mascara on my lower and my upper lashes, and it works wonders. But I actually use this as a trick to apply lashes, and especially for beginners, this trick is going to really step your lash game up. It's going to make your life so much easier. And honestly, I haven't been able to find a lash guard like this, but I have found very many similar shaped lash products, which I will link down below as well. But you're just going to need something like this that can fit on your eyes. Next, we're going to talk about this big debate: where to cut the lashes. There are so many people who are like, oh, you have to cut the inner lash, or the lashes are ruined, or you have to cut the outer lash. It does not matter. It is all about personal preference. If you want to cut the inside of the lash, go ahead. You want to cut the outer side of the lash, go ahead. It does not matter. There are no freaking rules, except that you want to cut your lashes. First, when you purchase lashes, they're almost always going to be too long for your eyes, so you have to measure your lashes. Like I said, everyone debates, should I cut the inside, should I cut the outside? The only way to really determine whether you want to cut the inside or the outside or both sides of the lash is just simply by looking at it. Now, if you see this lash, the ends are exactly the same length, but the middle is a lot longer than the ends. So for this one, you could actually cut both sides evenly to shorten the lash. These are the luscious lashes that I showed you guys earlier. And as you can see, everything is absolutely the same length. So when you're wearing lashes like this that are basically the same length, you can cut the inner corner, you can cut the outer corner. It honestly will not matter because they are all the same length. So honestly, it is all about personal preference. You want to cut the inner corner? Go ahead. All right, so on to the main event of applying lashes. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you guys can get a better look as to what will be going on when we apply the falsies. So I got you guys zoomed in. Don't mind my brows, don't mind my pores. We're here for lashes, and that's all that matters. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be applying my luscious lashes because, like I said, they're my favorite. And now I'm gonna admit that these are pre-cut, but I actually have to readjust the one on my left eye because I found that it is a little too long. So I'm going to show you guys how I measure and cut my lashes. First, I want to apologize if I keep looking down. I kind of need the mirror to see what the hell I'm doing. So first, you're gonna take your lashes and you're going to set them on top of your natural lashes. As you're looking down, I'm gonna look up a little bit. As you're looking down, you want to see where your band starts and where it ends. For me, these are a little long, like I said earlier, so they need a little bit of a trim. As you can see, it goes a little bit past where I want it to. In order to trim these, I'm gonna take my little teeny tiny scissors. So I don't know if you guys can see this little tiny section of hair right here on the end. I'm actually just going to cut that in half. As you can see right there, I'm just gonna cut that part off. And there we have it. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit of that string. I'm gonna cut that string off as well because you want the ends of the lash to be as smooth as possible. Look at that, now it's gone. So now you're gonna take your freshly cut lashes and once again, you're gonna place them. And to me, that looks a lot more promising. Look how much shorter it is. Now let's get into lash application. First, I'm gonna take my little clip that I mentioned earlier and I'm going to clip the lash hairs into the clippy just like so. And like I said, you want to leave the lash band facing you. Now I'm going to take that small smudge brush from e.l.f. and I'm going to take my lash glue and we're going to put a pea-sized amount of glue onto the handle of the brush. So just like that. What you're going to do now is you're going to take your lash and you're going to take your lash glue and you're just going to run the lash glue along the band of the falsies, just like so. And just like that, you get an even application. The one tip that I have about this is to put extra glue on the ends because that way your lash glue will hold on a lot better in the inner corner and on the outer corner. If you're someone like me who has watery eyes, you want extra glue on the inner and the outer corners because this is where your tear duct is. So if you start crying or you have watery eyes, this is the first place that's going to get wet. So you want extra glue on each end of the lash. I'm going to set this down for a bit and make sure the lash glue isn't touching anything. And while that is drying, I'm going to curl my lashes. And then I'm going to take mascara. It doesn't really matter what mascara. Right now I have the No. 7 Extreme Length. And I'm just going to coat my lashes. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your tweezers and you're going to grab as close to the lash band and to the middle as possible. What you're going to do now is you're going to use the bottom part of the tweezers to push down your natural lashes a little bit, and then you're going to push in with your falsies and make sure that you get it in the middle. We're going to use the bottom part of the tweezers and we're going to push in. You're going to let go, and it's going to look a little wonky, so you take your tweezers and you just manipulate where you want your ends to go. And let me get a little lift. You can see this end right here is not touching my lid, so what I'm going to do is take my tweezers and just gently press in, and there we have it. Now it is nice and intact in the corner right here. Now that I have the lashes kind of where I want them, while it's drying down, I'm going to take my tweezers and I'm going to push my natural hairs onto the falsies. When you're doing this, be really, really careful. You don't want to, you know, squeeze or pinch your actual eyelid, because trust me, it hurts and it sucks. If you want, you can go ahead and just pinch your lashes a little bit, and this also helps your natural lashes mesh in with the false lashes, and there you have it. You got one lash on. Next, let's go on to the other eye. I'm going to show you my little trick that I do with my lash guard. So we're going to do the exact same thing here. We're going to take the clip and we're going to clip our lash hairs into place like so. Now I'm going to go ahead and actually use the Duo this time, and we're going to paint the lash glue onto the lash band. Again, with this, you always want to add a little bit of that extra glue to each of the ends, so it basically looks like you have a little bead. So I'm going to set that down on the table, and while that is drying, and with Duo it dries really, really fast, so I'm going to work pretty fast here. I'm going to go ahead and curl the lashes and add some mascara. Take your bestie right here. Again, grab the lash as close to the lash band in the middle as possible. You're going to take this, and what you're going to do is you're going to lightly place it over your natural lashes to expose your lid. And you're just going to come in with this. You're going to push down on your lashes, and you're just going to place the lash right there in the middle and let go. And now this is where you can manipulate where you want to put it, where you want to stick it. Now with Duo, like I said, you have to work really, really fast, or this stuff will just dry down really quickly and you don't have much time to work with it. So you want to move fast. Now you're just going to gently push your natural lashes in with the falsie lashes. Maybe push them a little bit to make sure that they're stuck on there. And there we go. We have some nice lashes. And another thing I like to do after they've kind of dried down like this is to fluff them up a little bit so they're facing upwards. You don't want lashes that look down like that. So you're just going to give them a good fluffing. And there you have it. You have some falsies on. Now, this one does look a little bit wonky. I think I put a little too much glue on it. If you see glue popping out, you can always go in with some eyeliner, or if you want, pop them off and start over again, because honestly, to me, that gives me a lot more practice. A lot of the time when I kept messing up my lashes back then, I would always take them off and do it again over and over until I got it right. I mean, even to this day, I still have those days where my lashes just do not want to cooperate. So even with this look right now, I feel like I kind of have a natural look going on because I don't have any super eyeshadow on. I don't have cheek. I only have a little bit of bronzer, a little bit of highlight, and a little bit of foundation, and that's literally all I'm wearing right now. I feel like with these lashes, this look still looks natural, except my lashes are just a little not natural. Like, I don't know. I just feel like these particular lashes make any look just beautiful, or just like that little extra step, you know what I mean? So I really, really love these lashes. I will leave the link down below for everything that I've used. And that is it for this video. I really hope that this helps some of you guys out there who are maybe having a little bit of trouble putting falsies on, or figuring out like some of the tools that you can use. And hopefully these tricks helped a little bit, because I know that this little lash guard trick helped me a lot. It's just a neat trick to me, and I feel like this this makes lash application so much easier, especially if you're still a newbie to it, or if you're still trying to figure out like an easier way to apply your lashes. I feel like this trick is the way to go. I have to mention this though, my best friend who introduced me to the Duo Lash Glue was the one who taught me the technique with the brush and putting the glue on with the handle, and it has just worked so well. So I thank her so much. And because it applies the lash glue to the lashes so evenly, it has just made lash application so much better. So thank you so much, Crystal. I love you. And I really hope that this helps some of you guys out there, and just know that you are not the only person struggling on how to put falsies on, because we've all been there. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click that big red button that says subscribe. If you have any tips, tricks, questions, comments, or simply want to talk shit, leave it on in the comment section below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.